Hi guys, I'm just doing this quick video to show you what I'm working on currently. This isn't particularly based off anything. It's just something from my imagination. I originally had a piece painted on this canvas, but I didn't like it, so I gessoed over it and then began again. So this is about halfway through. The tongue, the blood, all of that has to be detailed. More shadows. The eyes have to be finished. So that's what I'm working on right now. And I also want to show you this piece. Michael Myers, based off the Halloween 2018. The lighting in this room isn't great, so, and there's a lot more detail in person. It's kind of hard to pick it up on camera. So this is a finished piece, and also I'm working on, well, it's actually finished. This is Bruce from the movie Jaws. The hardest part of this painting was actually the water. Water is very tricky for me to paint. These are not varnished, so they might look kind of they don't have a sheen off them yet. This is all oil paint. I only work with oils. So I just wanted to make a quick video just for any of you guys who are waiting for the new one. This is I finished this guy last week, and I finished Michael a few days before that. These are about 2020 paintings. Done this year. So also over here is where I keep all my small works in progress and some studies that I'm working on at the moment. This piece here is a fan favorite. A lot of people really like this one. This is Little Eddie, based off one of the victims from the 1988 movie The Blob. When you see the kid in the sewer and he's like, the blob gets him and he comes up out of the water all melted and shit. This is dusty. I got a real issue in this fucking room with dust. Also in a work in progress is the Thing. That's just the underpainting in burnt sienna, and the background is just done with a grey. Also, as you can see, I'm going to work on this guy as well, the Fluke Man from the X-Files, which is the episode that I first seen as a child and absolutely fucking terrified me. So yeah, that's a study. I actually finished the larger piece before this was the study that I was to finish before I started the bigger Jaws piece, but I don't know why I got bored of this, so I just moved on to the bigger one, which is probably not what you should do. I have no idea what this is going to be exactly, but you know, I'm kind of just winging it. And this is a Joker piece I have to finish. There's so much more also, but I don't want to make the video too long. So I work exclusively with oils. This is my palette, which is a piece of glass that has toned paper underneath. As you can see, it's some kind of chopping board, but it does the job. When I mix my greys, I make my greys warm and cool. so it's more like mud than it actually is grey. You know, because just black and white can be very cold. You know, it can be very blue. So it's always good to get your warms in there, especially for warm shadows. You know, the rule of thumb: warm shadows, cool highlights. I use Gamsol, odorless mineral spirits. I use a mix of different brushes from Winsor & Newton to Georgia to Old Holland. I have yet to get Treacle. I really want to use Treacle brushes, but I just can't afford to buy any at the moment. And there's my mediums. I mostly use Liquin Original, which means the painting will dry overnight, so you don't have to wait around for, because oils are notoriously, they dry very, very slowly depending on the pigment you're using and stuff like that. If you use a lot of cadmiums dry a lot slower than earth tones, you know. But all oils generally just take a long time to dry. So with the addition of Liquin, you can get your oil paint to dry overnight, so it's ready to go the next day. While I'm here, I might as well show you what paints I use. These are Winsor & Newton paints that are almost empty, so I keep them here just to use these up until they're gone and then move on to the newer ones. I use a lot of Michael Harding oil paints. I use some Gamblin. Gamblins are really nice colours, but I can't deny the fact that Michael Harding is probably the best I've used so far. But they do come at a price, so they're expensive pigments. So I use a lot of Michael Harding. These are all Winsor & Newton. These are some of the first oils I ever bought. Rublev lead white. This is real lead white, so yeah, you know, you have got to be careful with this stuff. It's very toxic. What's this? Naples yellow. Yeah, so I use a lot of Michael Harding, Winsor & Newton. I also use where does it? I also use some Williamsburg pigments. These pigments are incredible, but very expensive. I also use a lot of Gamblin as well, only recently, because the art store where I shop only recently started to stock Gamblin products, and it's the only place in the whole country, I believe, that you can actually get Gamblin. These are a lot bigger than the United States, but over here in Dublin, Ireland, these were almost impossible to get up until last year. I also like to use, instead of alizarin crimson, I use Rembrandt Permanent Madder Deep. And the reason I use this and replace alizarin crimson is because regular alizarin crimson fades over time. It's not very great. It doesn't have great life fast steadiness, or if that's what you call it. So this one here, I'll show you what this looks like. That right there, that is Permanent Matter Deep, and it is almost identical to alizarin crimson, and it doesn't fade, and it's a very rich and beautiful pigment. It's also transparent. That's the Gamblin Olive Green. I use a lot of reds and greens in my artwork, and I use a lot of yellows. I tend to try and not use blue as much, because for some reason whenever I use blue it just gets all over me, all over my hands and my clothes. I don't know why. It's like I just, so this is some Gamblin ultramarine blue. So these are my detailing brushes. These are by Dollar and Rowney System 3. I used to use System 3 acrylic paints years ago in college, which I found were really good. I haven't used acrylics in years though. So yeah, that's just a quick rundown on what's happening at the moment and what I'm working on at the moment, and I will post another video as soon as I can. I've just had some personal stuff happen. I was in hospital, I had to have surgery, the Christmas was rough and blah blah blah, etc etc, so I had to take a break for a while. All this is going to be all the interior of the flesh inside his mouth, also inside the nose here. The eyes look a lot bluer on camera. In person they're kind of like a blue grey colour. The eyes are actually just a mix of Payne's grey and white and some ivory black, because I don't want it to be too blue, so I grey down the Payne's grey with a little bit of black. So today I've just been working on textures, as you can see here. This is all unfinished up here, this all has to be finished. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this little video, guys, just to give you an update, and please leave a comment if you have any questions, leave a like if you would like, and you can check out my artwork where I post pretty much on a daily basis on my Instagram, which is of the same name, Shaindarkart, and you can find me on Facebook with Shane Kyo, that's Keogh, Shane spelled Shain. So thanks for watching, guys, and I will see you in the next video.